Hello everyone, I just wanted to make a quick video about this structure because many people, when we get into a correction, start saying that we tend to move our targets and push them lower to still be bullish because we are perma bullish or blind. And let me show you, since most of you followed me after April, March, even summer, I want to show you that I wasn't always bullish. You have to understand there are different time frames. I can be locally bullish or bearish. That doesn't mean I believe the cycle is over. That's why there are local tops and bottoms, right? So in February, I posted that it's a classic. It was a confirmation of a classic M pattern double top, right? What we saw in December. So I posted that if we see a rejection of the neckline or a dead cat bounce, I would sell my positions and wait for clarity, right? And something similar is happening now. So we have this double top in December. What I mean by this is just the next bounce has to be a rejection, a clean one, and make a lower low to confirm the trend is broken. I know most people are positioning altcoins, and by the time this happens, the altcoins are decimated, blah, blah, blah. That's how you manage your own risk, right? That's up to you. But I cannot invalidate a whole cycle without exactly that, being the cycle being invalidated. So the next time after breaking the neckline here in this double top, we came back to the 50. So the next attack would be key. And we didn't reject, actually. We broke up and we printed another all-time high, actually, right? So I posted about a potential local top because USDTD was flashing that. And it was bouncing off an important level. And it eventually was a local top. Okay, so let me clean this. And I also been posting this whole cycle that BTC and market makers have been playing BTC perfectly in a horizontal resistance and support pattern. We can see it clear in this big accumulation in 2023, how it never broke above, neither below. So it was a huge range, right? Getting rejected by the summer 21 support. This little move here in 2022, right? So that was resistance again. Before finding the true bottom, was resistance here and then became support. Then we ran into January, the ETF top for many people. We came back to test this area as support again, and we launched into 74, right? From 74, we come back with this week to retest this support again, this previous resistance as support just as a week, and we launched. And the same thing here, a week into the previous all-time high here in March 24, right? So now people say it's over. So this is, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. People have different time frames. So people are focusing on these areas, and people say below 95 is over, below 106.7, which is this area. I'm gonna draw it here. It's over. Yeah, everyone has their own views, and that's acceptable. But if I'm playing the whole cycle, I cannot just invalidate it based only on this. I know if it's over, by the time I decide it's over, or I determine it's over, it could be too late for my own backs. But since I'm playing the last input that I still think it's coming for all coins and for the whole market, I have to wait until it's invalidated, because that would mean breaking 74. Because that would actually, let me remove this now that we have talked about it. That would actually mean that for the first time, I'm gonna make it like roughly here. For the first time, we need to break this to make a lower low. Even if we come back to 74, it would be like another test of this bottom area, and it's not broken. So for now, we keep printing. The 100 weekly is holding for now. We keep printing higher highs and higher lows. The only difference is this cycle, we haven't had yet, in my opinion, this kind of insane impulse. So considering we haven't seen that and how long it is taking, I understand that people say it is over, but what we are seeing now is a classic bull market pullback, even from here to the previous top on our support, 32% more or less, and 36 now. It's in line with all the pullbacks we've had. I think this is a smaller one. We were coming out of a bear market, but it's still a pullback after all, right? So still nothing we haven't seen so far. So Some people might say 100k. I said 100k. I think, in my opinion, it's because of the 50 as well. Could be an area that could reject next because it was support also here in this first correction after breaking or recovering this area. Some people might say logically 107, something like that, because it was the previous all-time high in 2024. Support of this upper range makes sense as well. The thing here is could reject here or even here, and then it could be that the cycle is over. But again, it can be played very, very many different ways. It could get rejected by the 50, not even getting to 107, come back even perhaps to 90 and still be fine, even back perhaps again to the 100 or even 74, and that would be worrisome, but still not broken, right? It could even reject here, think that it's over, reclaims the 50, and off we go. Or it could launch straight past 100, past 107. So you need confirmation, because you don't have a structure that is broken until you have a higher high and a higher low, because otherwise there would never be deviations, right? So if I have a structure that's going up, I need first, if I make, let's say, a lower high, I'm gonna make it cleaner, right? You have this structure, you make a lower high first, small lower high. I need a lower low, and this is already a trend that has shifted. But if it keeps going back up, this is just a deviation, the same way it happens to the upside, right? So I need confirmation for that. I know many people are getting pissed and have getting a little bit heated when they were calling that the top is in because their Orcons are doing really bad. And of course, if BTC retraces 36%, of course, Orcons want to do really, really bad. And now in hindsight, it was so obvious to play all this. But let's be honest, none of you would have sold your Orcons in summer because they weren't doing much, right? They were still very, very low. So don't fool yourself either. And if I'm playing the cycle, I have a plan. If it's a cycle plan, I need to wait for the cycle to validate my views. Imagine exiting here because you anticipate it's going to break. So what do you do now? Do you chase higher? Do you wait for a pullback that you don't know if it's going to happen or how it's going to happen? So that's why people get super excited in a resistance before confirmation that the resistance is broken, and they give up completely at support because they think it's going to break. Right? But that's the opposite of what you do. The risk-reward ratio at support is always higher than at resistance, right? That's why I always say that if you feel comfortable buying, it's because you're chasing and you think it's only going up from that point, right? So as I explained with Solana, with many other coins, I still think we are in a big range that perhaps without ETFs would still be the 74, 50 something area. We would be doing something like that, which is pretty much what RSI has been suggesting, and this breakdown has pushed RSI to levels that we hadn't seen the breakout out of the bear market bottom in 2023. So the risk-reward ratio here is what you need to assess. Are we going to hold? Are we going to reject? We will never know. We will never know. And so you get into analysis paralysis, because what if we get to the 50, we break above, and you think, okay, this is the time. But what if it's a deviation? So you wait again. So what if you wait until a potential all-time high, and now you think, okay, but perhaps it's too late, I'm chasing, right? So there will never be a perfect entry. That's what most people get pissed off when we post things, and they think, okay, you were wrong. And they get pissed because I've been following you, and now I look for someone else that is wrong 100% of the time. That's the perfect trap. No one is going to be 100% right all the time, because this is a game of probabilities. So you need to adapt your time frame and your probabilities to your risk appetite, and that's it. So if you decide to buy the riskiest assets in the riskiest market, and you are not okay with stomaching insane volatility, then perhaps you should buy something else. But again, the cycle hasn't been invalidated, and all I see here is a huge reset from this buying climax in 2024. Right? I don't know if we're going to go back lower, if it's going to break. I don't know. But as long as it holds, and considering how everything is looking, how sentiment is looking, I'm not gonna sell here. I need the cycle to be invalidated. That's it. I remember the top was the ETFs. Here, people didn't believe in the top until somebody was full despair, and we were never gonna see 90k, not even 100k this cycle. And up here, 140, 150 next mid-January, something like that. So no matter how complex, how intricate, how fancy the threads are on X, they are all based on recency bias. That's why they pushed the old season here and they pushed the cyclists over here. The same thing they are doing here, because they have no fucking plan. They just readapt or explain what has happened and why, but they didn't anticipate it, right? So wait until the structure breaks, and then we can talk about it. It's over. And if you feel it's too late, sell here if you can, because it will never feel comfortable, because you feel you are doing wrong. You are exiting before you have any signal to exit. Everyone is happy, excited, and you are the one that is doing wrong by selling here, right? But that's the tricky part. If you want to anticipate a potential drawdown, you will probably leave money on the table. So choose your poison. You wait until the cycle is invalidated or the structure is broken, or you sell before, anticipating a potential breakdown of the structure. You will never have a perfect exit or entry. So you either accept that and play around your probabilities, and that's why I've said so many times that this game is about compounding, especially in such a volatile market as crypto, or you just keep looking for the perfect, like the jackpot, the perfect entry. I buy once, I sell once, and that's it. I leave my life behind, I exit the matrix, and it was so simple, right? I guess that by now, you know, it's not that simple. So make it simple. Wait until the structure breaks, whatever the time frame of the coin it is, right? And then you reassess. So I hope this video has been useful. Have a nice Sunday. Bye.